Welcome to this video on understanding the surface area of a cone. We will explore this concept by breaking it down step by step. Let's start with the birthday cap. It is conical in shape. What would happen if we were to rip it open? When you unfold the cone, it forms a flat shape known as a sector. A sector is simply a part of a circle. Notice that when we form the cone, the slant length of the cone becomes the radius of this sector. As these students are discovering, ripping open a cone creates a sector, which is a portion of a larger circle. It is important to remember that the slant length of the cone is equivalent to the radius of the circle that the sector belongs to. If the slant length of the cone is represented by quote, what would be the perimeter of the full circle? The perimeter of that full circle would be 2 pi times L. Welcome to Animated Maths for All. Maths no myth. There is a radius at the bottom of the cone. As that radius increases, the size of the entire cone increases as well. Mathematics can be intuitive when we visualize these shapes. There is a clear relationship between the lateral surface area of the cone and the radius of its base circle. The arc length of our sector is exactly equal to the circumference of the cone's base, which is 2 pi times r. If that sector were a complete circle, its total circumference would be 2 pi times L. When you flatten the lateral side of the cone, you get a pi slice sector with radius L and arc length. Imagine that sector extended into a complete circle with the same radius L. That full circle has an area of pi times square of L and a total circumference of 2 times pi times L. Sector is part of a circle, so ratio of the area of a sector to the area of the full circle is equal to the ratio of the arc length of the sector to the circumference of the full circle. The proportion holds because the amount of circle occupied by the cone's surface area is exactly the same as the fraction of the circumference occupied by the cone's base length. Look at the pictorial representation of what we discussed. Now, let's simplify this equation. We can cancel out the 2 pi terms on the right side. This leaves us with the lateral area divided by pi times L squared equal to r divided by L. To isolate the lateral area, we multiply both sides of the equation by pi times L squared. On the right side, we can cancel 1L from the numerator and denominator, leaving us with pi times r times L. And there you have it. The lateral surface area of a cone is simply pi times r times L. But remember, that's just the side. A cone also has a circular base. Yes, it is a circle, so the area is pi times r times r. Total surface area is pi times r plus L. Look at the key components of the cone. It is important to remember that the height of the cone is different from the slant height. If you only know the vertical height, you can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the slant height. Let's apply this. With a radius of 7 centimeters and a slant height of 10 centimeters, we can calculate the total surface area.
Step 1. The total surface area of the cone includes both the circular base and lateral surface. Substitute r equals 7 and L equals 10 in the formula. When you calculate, you get the base area as 153.94 square centimeters and the lateral area as 219.91 square centimeters. Finally, add them together. Monko decided to do the calculation without substituting the value of pi in the beginning. It's a clean calculation.
Always ensure your radius and slant height are measured in the same units before calculating.
In our next session, we will solve the surface area of a cone where only base radius and height of the cone is given. We hope this video helped clarify the geometry behind these calculations. Subscribe to this channel to have more step-by-step problem-solving videos.
Thank you for watching and happy learning!